Hello, I am Dr.Surekha Tiwari. I am practicing homeopath and a psychological counselor. I practice out of Bangalore. Anger. We often use this word in so many contexts. My mother was angry, I did not finish my food. My father was angry, my grades were bad. I was angry at my colleague because he did not wish me properly. And anger has a very, very great variety, a great degree of its presence. And anger can be something which is destructive, but at the same time, it can be used to produce good results. Anger is what is also a part of the survival kit of humans, that when you became angry at something, you build yourself better. Now, when you need to know first is that anger doesn't have to be a tool. Anger is a response. You cannot sit and become angry. You're annoyed with something, you're displeased with something somebody said, somebody did, or somebody is meaning, and that's what. So you need to first realize that if you're wanting to control this emotion, then this emotion is a result of somebody else's behavior. It is not something which is born in you. It is something which is a response in you. This sentence, this particular feeling itself can help you to a large extent to tone down your responses of anger. The moment you realize that it is a result. Now, in a classical way of controlling anger, it is supposed to be under three very broad categories, but yes, they do work. First, expression, second, suppression, and third is understanding. Let's examine what is expression. You're angry that your boss kept you waiting, your time wasn't respected. So, how do you express it? It is better to express it in a very nice, assertive, but soft way. So, I have been waiting and I would have liked it had you come there. But the problem is that if, there's a very old quotation that one line said is anger, you will regret with great lot of time in you. Because in that one moment when you gave way to that anger, you were not able to state what you wanted to, which could have solved the problem. So, this is the part of expression. If you're angry that your child has thrown dirty socks on the bed, then instead of screaming, shouting, getting out of control yourself, you can always point out and express why in this moment you're not. So, expression helps things get solved. Also, to a large extent, it helps the other person not to make the same mistakes again. Second thing you can deal with anger is what is called as suppression. Now, suppression again is of two types. First, suppression is where you just suppress your anger, you gulp your saliva, and you resist, and then on a later date it comes out. That's destructive anger. There can be constructive suppression as well, that in the time or in the moment where you know that your response can damage, just for a moment, there is always a moment between stimulus and response. And that moment will always determine the future of the relationship. If you're agitated, if you're irritated with something which is making you angry, for that moment, if you can just close your eyes and imagine a calmer scene. In fact, imagine a calmer you, that I have decided I am not going to get or lose it so easily. In that moment, if you're just able to divert your mind towards a fresher scenery, towards a very, very quiet body of water, or you're able to think about your own child's face smiling and giggling in the morning, you will be able to suppress the response which needs to be modified if you need to use your anger into a constructive way out. The third and the most mature way of handling your anger is to understand. If at all you're able to understand the other person's behavior, if you're able to understand the reason behind the activity which is producing anger in you, it can help you absolutely calm down. Because anger in the long run and expression during anger can actually damage much more than it can ever construct. So as I said, I'd like to repeat here, there is always a moment between stimulus and response. Please seize that moment. You will be able to control it.